style. Did your friends just come and hang out?
Hi guys! Today I am going to talk about my menopause journey. I really am putting out the intention that this is going to help so many of you. It is definitely not easy, and I feel like the more of us that open up and talk about our experience and things that we've learned, we can help each other, we can help our daughters, we can help generations to come so they don't have to go through what we're going through trying to find information. So I don't really know when I started menopause because in 2005 I had an ablation because I had fibroids that had to be removed, so they just burned my entire uterus, so I haven't got my period since 2005. So to try to figure out when I was going through perimenopause and menopause was kind of difficult. The only thing that I had to go by, and just a disclaimer here, you guys, I am talking to you like I'm talking to my daughter or my best friend. I'm not filtering here. So if this is an uncomfortable situation or topic for you, you probably want to click off because I don't want to offend anybody. So the only way that I could tell is when you ovulate, you create like a mucus or this, it's like mucousy, rubbery discharge. And that is the only way that I could tell is that had stopped. And that would happen like once a month for a few days. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe I'm starting to go through menopause. I honestly did not think that I was going to have any problem. I'm like, I'm going to breeze through that. It's in everybody's head. I'm going to like not have any problem. I'm not even thinking it's menopause. I'm just going to like keep living the way I'm living. Well, that didn't happen. So I would say maybe I was around 50 to 52. I started noticing that monthly discharge going away. So that means that I wasn't ovulating anymore. So I noticed that I was really starting to have more health issues, just things that you would never connect to menopause. Like my shoulders, I had to keep getting cortisone shots in my shoulders because they were like so painful and like getting almost frozen. Come to find out, that is an absolute sign of perimenopause and menopause. Oh, before I forget, so there is someone that I've been following. It's a doctor. Her name is Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and she helps all of us with menopause. She's incredible. So I will pop her up here. I will link her down below. Go follow her. Mary Claire Haver, and she's the one who made me realize that all of these health issues that were flaring up absolutely could be triggered by menopause. Not only that, but my Hashimoto's was getting worse. I have Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and what else? It just seemed like everything was getting triggered and never connected it to menopause. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I feel terrible. I'm tired. I'm agitated. I'm cranky. I didn't feel like going anywhere or doing anything. I was miserable, like crying all the time, just felt so not like myself, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. I was thinking it was just health issues and that it had nothing to do with menopause. So finally I found an I have to back up. So I went to an OBGYN for help. I went to my general practitioner for help, and it was ridiculous. Actually, the worst advice and help and frustration that happened was at my OBGYN, which you would think that's where you can go for support and help in these womanly issues, but it was just the opposite for me. I got so frustrated. I'm like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. So that's when I went to my general practitioner and I did all my research. I did research for like weeks on everything, on the safety of it, on what type of hormone replacement therapy could help, on the risks, on the benefits. And there are, just to let you know, so many more benefits for HRT if it is safe for you to take. And I'll tell you how I figured out that I was good to go. Dips in your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone is throwing a balance completely off whack in your body. As the estrogen starts to dip, it affects your bones, your brain, and your heart. I did not know that. I'm thinking from what I was told by my mom and what we were taught, that as you lose your hormones, oh, you're just going to have some hot flashes, just deal with it. No, that makes your body break down. It triggers health issues. It affects, like I said, bones, brains, heart. Bones, brain, and heart. So that's when I started doing all my research, and I'm like, I don't want to go down like this. Like, I don't want the last half of my life to be miserable. I felt like I had no quality of life. I was absolutely exhausted. I was miserable, you guys. Like, I know you know what I'm talking about if you're going through it. So I went to my general practitioner with a big page of everything I had written down, and I'm like, this is why I want this is what I want to get tested for to make sure it's safe, da 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 da. So I have a history of post-surgical blood clots, or when I get injured I get a blood clot. I had a broken arm and got a blood clot from it. Initially I was thinking there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this, but how much I was suffering, I was at the point where I probably wouldn't have cared, because I had no quality of life. I could not even function. My brain was like foggy. I had so many other symptoms of just not being able to function or think clearly. So my doctor sent me to a blood specialist, and she did a full blood workup on me. Every single thing that you could possibly think of that would show if I was at high risk for a blood clot being on HRT. I came out clear as a bell. She said, for whatever reason, your body just wants to clot after surgery and when you get injured. So I end up going on blood thinners if any of those things ever happen. So I'm like, okay, like, let's go. She signed me off for my doctor that I was clear to go. And my doctor did not even test my hormone levels. He just gave me a patch, a hormone patch that you put like around your underwear line. I started using that, and my hot flashes went away. I think it was within like a week, or definitely like completely within 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, my hot flashes are gone. But I still had every other symptom. I was still exhausted. I was still having health issues. I was still feeling brain fog. But the hot flashes were gone. So as far as he's concerned, or anybody else, it did its job. Well, come to find out that is absolutely not true. And you need to get your hormone levels tested. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. All of those make up what makes us feel our best and makes our body function the best. If you think about it, so I have Hashimoto's thyroid disease, which means that my thyroid is slow, and that is a hormone. Your thyroid is a hormone. So if those levels are not balanced, what do? You balance your hormones with the medication, right? Or you try with diet, or you try with something else. You try to get those levels balanced with everything else that we have an issue with our hormones. What do we get? Immediately, here, let's fix it. Let's give you a pill to balance your hormones. Let's give you medication. Let's figure out how to shift your diet. But when it comes to HRT, for losing hormones and your body going into this state of it doesn't know how to function anymore, there's no help for us. So I just want to let you guys know that there is so many ways and so much support out there, and I am going to lead you to figure out how to do what's best for you. So I did some research, and I found an integrative medicine doctor in Massachusetts. I live in Connecticut, so it's a long drive, but it's totally worth it. Actually, my ex-husband's wife told me about it, and she had a lot of health issues, and she told me that she was getting so much benefit from going to this doctor. So I immediately called, made an appointment, and when I went, she tested every single hormone in my body. She tested all of my levels. She tested everything you could think of. And mind you, I'm still on the hormone replacement therapy patch that my general practicing doctor gave me, practitioner doctor. So I get my blood work results back and she's like, your levels are whacked. I had no testosterone in my body. It was like down to nothing. And I'm like, no wonder my libido is gone. No wonder having sex is painful. It all made sense now. Like, if your doctor is just saying, oh, you have hot flashes, here, try this, try that, try that. No, get your levels tested so they know. Like, find a menopause specialist who actually will test your levels and give you the right dosage for your body. You may think because your hot flashes went away that that's all that you're going to get, but that is not true. Your whole entire being can feel so much better if you get those levels balanced. Now, I understand that there are some people, and I thought I might be one of them, that was not a candidate for hormone replacement therapy to get my natural hormone levels back to where my body functions the best and to keep my body healthy. I understand not everybody can do that. Make sure you go to someone you trust so that they are making sure that you're going to be safe through this journey. They explain to you the risks, the benefits, and whatever you need to know to feel totally safe in your decision of what you're going to do. There are other things, like if you want to up your soy intake, like tofu, soy milk. I've heard of a lot of people getting their hot flashes under control from just increasing soy, which ups their estrogen. I personally am staying away from soy because I don't want to mess with the hormone replacement that I'm doing right now. I just want to keep my levels like we found that sweet spot and I don't want to budge right now. Now, my body is, all of our bodies, is going to shift. Like, our levels keep going down and down and down and down and down. You don't go through menopause and then you're done. Like, your levels just stay. No, they're going to keep going down and down and down and keep changing. I feel like follow Mary Claire. Follow Mary Claire. Like, there's so much. She has a whole entire social media channel that will explain everything to you. I would binge watch her. I would get your information. So when you're looking for certain doctors and you're walking into the doctor's office, you are prepared. Like, you have, write it out. Like, go in there with your notebook so that you feel like confident in what you're asking and what they're telling you. And then you can ask questions and not just trust what they're saying. Get the facts before. So when I realized that my hormone levels were still whacked, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do? Like, what should we do? So what she did, she prescribed a cream. This is a prescription cream based on my personal hormone levels. Okay, so when you get your blood work, you'll see my estrogen is here, my progesterone is here, my testosterone is here. Everyone is going to be different, and you have to find a doctor that is experienced in this and knows how to create the right balance of all of these hormones. I also have DHEA in here. And again, this is not something you can just go buy. You have to find a doctor who will help you with this. This is a compounded cream, and it comes, let's see if I don't want to waste it. You twist the top. Ooh, you twist the top and the cream comes out. So I do 3 full clicks, like the bottom will click, 3 full clicks twice a day. So at night before I go to bed, I rub the cream, the 3 clicks, into this fatty part of my arm here, and then I wash my hands with soap and water. In the morning when I wake up, I go to the inner thigh on the same side. So I rub 3 clicks into the inner thigh, wash my hands with soap and water. Then that night, I swap to the other side. I go to this underarm, not in the armpit, but like right here in this fatty part. Rub the 3 clicks in there, wash my hands. Then that next morning, I'm on that thigh. So you're alternating from arms to legs, from side to side. It took a while. It took probably, I would say 2 to 3 months to find that sweet spot. I did start feeling a difference. My energy started coming back pretty quickly. I would say within maybe 2 weeks. There's a ladybug flying in here right now. So I would say about like 2-ish weeks, I noticed things shifting. Like I was getting some of my energy back, but it was probably 2 to 3 months before I'm like, yes, this is it. Let's buy 3 months at a time. So what I do is I go to a compounding pharmacist who makes my specific dosage for me. I actually use a compounding pharmacist for my thyroid medication as well. It is the same as any other thyroid medication, just without the dyes, colors, fillers. That's a nice thing about a compounding pharmacist, is you're not getting all of the toxic ingredients that are in medication that you don't need. Like, why do you need a pill to be blue? That's just extra chemicals in your body, or pink or purple or whatever other colors they make. So when you go to a compounding pharmacist, like my thyroid medication was making me so sick when I was getting just a regular prescription. And finally, one of my friends is like, I'll bet you it's the dyes, colors, and fillers in the medication. So I switched over to a compounding pharmacist, and they just took my T3, T4 levels for my thyroid with no dyes, colors, and fillers in a little capsule, and voila, I was fine. So you have to really think about like what you're putting into your body. And as you're going through menopause, your body is going to be so incredibly sensitive. Like one thing that happened was I was taking these hair growth vitamins that I swore by. My hair was like growing like wildfire. I was like, I will take these forever. I love them so much. I had been taking them for probably 3 years. All of a sudden, I got a full-blown allergic reaction from them. Like full-blown, like burning in the armpits, hives. And it took me a while to figure out what the heck it was. I thought maybe it was like a food allergy, but nope, it was the hair growth vitamin that I had been taking for over 3 years that all of a sudden, now that I'm going through menopause, I'm having a full-blown allergic reaction to it. So our bodies are changing. So much is happening. Things that normally like wouldn't be affecting us are affecting us, and things that you would never think are happening in our body. So just the biggest thing that I can tell you guys is do your research. Listen to people who you can trust. Do your research before you go to your doctor, because there are so many doctors that are not trained in menopause care. So you want to do your research from doctors that are trained in menopause care, like Dr. Mary Claire Haver. So I also, when I got my levels checked, I am way post-menopause. Like my levels were so far down the road, like menopause had completed like a long time ago. And again, I didn't know because I wasn't getting my period. So then you think, this is what I thought, oh, when menopause is over, my blood work showed I'm done with menopause, I'm over menopause, then I'm going to be all done, right? Because I'm through it? No, not at all, because your hormones are still dropping as you keep aging. At this time of our life, when we are getting older, which is a gift to get older, we have to take care of our body more than ever. The two most important things are some sort of exercise, and they're finding more and more that using weights, no matter what you do, even if you grab some dumbbells and are like using the heaviest weight you can to build that muscle, it's the total opposite from how I would exercise throughout my life, right? You do all this cardio to stay as thin as you can, and you're restricting calories, which is destroying your body. So building that muscle is going to be key to having a long, healthy life. Also, the food that you're putting into your body, like choosing whole foods, not processed foods, things that are going to nourish your body and help you build and keep that strong foundation for the rest of your life. I have learned so much in the process of trying to navigate through this, so I definitely would recommend try to find an integrative medicine doctor in your area. It is covered by insurance. The only thing that is not covered is the prescriptions from the compounding pharmacy. But the doctor's visits, all the blood work, everything is covered. So I will link the one that I go to down in the description box. You could also Google it, do some research, but if the doctor is not doing 100% blood work and basing your hormone replacement therapy, and if it's right for you, on tests that they're doing, if they're just handing you the patches like my doctor did, no, I would never do that again. But I didn't know any better. Like, I had to go through it. I was desperate at the time, so I would say maybe if you're having like a long wait to get in and you want to start that way, it's such a personal decision, you guys. Like, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is based on my own personal menopause experience. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell you any medical advice. I'm just telling you what worked for me and what I went through. Let us all know down in the comments what has worked for you, what you've gone through, because I know there's got to be so many stories of people who went through a lot of similar experiences that I do, with doctors not helping you, not knowing where to go, they're not giving you the right dosage, you don't know if it's safe. There's so many things. So share your experience down in the comments and we will try to do our best to go in there and guide you and help each other out and support each other. I feel like menopause is something that should be just like talking about the weather. It is a gift for us to age. It is a gift for us to get older. And as we do, this is part of what happens to a woman's body. Our hormones go down, just like for men. Their testosterone starts going down, and nobody has to think twice about it. They can go to any doctor anywhere. They do their blood work, see where their levels are. Here's your testosterone. Like, it needs to be like that for women, so that we're not struggling through this, because it totally affects your life in ways that you would never, ever, ever even understand until you start hearing what it does to your body as a woman's hormones are going down. If you guys have any questions for me, please leave them down in the comments below. I will do my best to help you. Please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. Bye.